Welcome to the MaSter Debaters International Edition, everybody. This is the show where we solve pop culture's problems, one outrage at a time. I'm Abe, co-host of the Movies and Stuff show, which can be seen live every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on this channel. And joining me are three other guys that are missing Naked and Afraid Pop-Up Edition XL to be here tonight. First up, coming to us live from Austria, it's the man who inexplicably hates Emma Watson. The man who inexplicably adores Kristen Stewart. The inexplicable Stefan.
I don't know what's inexplicable about
Second
you
up.
caught me cold.
Go ahead. Second up.
Yeah, sorry.
It's the man who scoffs at Grizzly Adams, scoffs at Jeremiah Jones, but will not scoff at poorly written X-Files episodes. From Finland, it's Kim.
Hello.
Hey, what's up? And finally, due to some recent legislation, it's the only man on the panel that doesn't know his own national anthem. The head of Newfie, the head of the Newfie Richard Roper fan club, hailing from Newfoundland, Puck Propaganda.
Woohoo! Go Richard Roper. You rule.
Yeah, he's your new hero now. All right, guys, let's get to it. This is a debate show, as you know. I'm going to throw out three topics. I'm going to give each of you 60 seconds to make your points, and then I'm cutting you off and moving on to the next person. So I hope you're ready. We're getting into it. Topic one. All right, since we have an international cast today, we're going to step outside of the United States for just a moment. I want to know which one of your countries has contributed most to the world of cinema. And, Stefan, we're going to start with you.
Yeah, I think in terms of active filmmakers, I think Canada is the winner. With David Cronenberg, Denis Villeneuve, and James Cameron. But I think in terms of movie history, Austria is hard to beat with Erich von Stroheim, Christoph Waltz, Hedy Lamarr, Billy Wilder, Arnold Schwarzenegger, big artist. And sadly, at the moment, the active filmmakers are very bad, like Michael Haneke and other navel-gazing, arty-farty directors you don't want to know. And in terms of location, I think Austria is also hard to beat. There have been many Bond movies and Sound of Music, The Third Man. So, yeah, I think it's Austria.
Austria, number one, right? Number one. Put the finger up. Number one. Number one. Do it. Number one.
Ah.
There you go. Kim, we're kicking it over to you.
Well, Dia made some good points about both Austria and Canada, but I'd like to... I'm not going to mention the Finnish art house star Aki Kaurismäki, who makes these kind of edgy, pitch-black tragic comedies like Man Without a Past. I'm not going to mention our superstar Rennie Harlin. Instead, I'm going to mention a filmmaker who kind of is of Finnish heritage and is our great gift from us to you. David Lynch. Boom. Try to beat that.
Ouch. That's going to be tough to beat. Are you done? You still got 16 seconds.
That was fast.
Okay. Puck.
Basically Canada easily trumps both countries. I mean, acting, there's no question acting. Canadians win that. I mean, you've got from Carey to Gosling to the Sutherlands to McAdams, Christopher Plummer, newer guys like Seth Rogen and all that crowd. Directing is admittedly a little bit thinner, but we do have Cronenberg and that new guy, Villeneuve. And obviously, Mr. Raising the Bar himself, James fucking Cameron. So, so he's raising the bar above every country, America included. Fuck him. He wins.
Oh.
Canada wins.
Over all countries.
Yes. Avatar, most money. Titanic, most money. Not that money matters. I don't know. I'm just making an argument.
No surprise there. No surprise. Puck took Canada. Fubar, your favorite movie of all time, right?
No.
No, okay, just checking.
Strange Brew, man. If you know
Strange Brew.
Fuck.
So, does anybody want to take a shot at Puck? He's still saying Canada's number one.
#1 in hockey as well, which is the most important sport in the world. So,
all right, let's take it down a notch there, Hoser.
I mean, think Canada is great if you need really a cheap double for New York or New England. This is great, yeah. It's cheap.
It is, yeah. 75 cents on the dollar in America.
If you squint a little with your eyes, it really looks like New York, Toronto. Yeah.
I love it. Puck, you gonna let that shit stand?
It is cheap. I can't really argue with that. So I guess you can come vacation here, and if you really think it's that cheap, you can go to that Fogo Island resort where it's like $2,000 a night or some shit.
Oh yeah. You know, I got to say, Kim is in the lead in my mind when he dropped the lynch bomb. That would
was Lynch really born in Finland? Is he really a Finn?
I said
did he grow up there?
No, but I said of Finnish heritage.
Yeah, that's the same.
He's claiming.
Yeah, I mean, they're more
at least
Austrians in
Keanu
that
Reeves
sense.
grew up in Canada. I could have named him, but David Lynch.
All right.
He's my favorite
It's
director.
cheap, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, did the Finnish film industry take a hit when the USSR was dissolved? So they couldn't double when the USSR was dissolved. Did the Finnish film industry take a hit because it couldn't serve as a double for the USSR anymore?
Yeah, I mean,
could film in real Russia.
Every film was every film that had some Moscow scenes or something was filmed here before that.
Yes.
But nobody wants to film here anymore because well, Canada is cheap, but here it's really fucking expensive. So
Yeah.
Yeah, there have been several major productions in Austria taking place in Austria in the last years. Yeah, and it was Austria, you know. I mean, it was Austrian movie too. Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't a backdrop for a different city.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't.
I understand. Look at that. Stefan's getting some swagger here right now. You see him?
Wasn't one of those major productions the Point Break remake?
Yeah, Mission Impossible 5, for example.
Toronto is used as a backdrop for pretty much every American city they can think of when they need to go somewhere cheap. So
that's true.
I can use that.
I mean, Cronenberg coming to Austria to film A Dangerous Method, you know. Just you see, even the intelligent Canadians come to us. The good ones, the talented ones.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford stopped in here for vacation twice in the last 2 weeks, so can I claim him?
Great.
Yeah, you're not. Shatner? Where's Shatner? Why aren't you claiming Shatner?
You said cinema.
Oh, Star Trek. There's like, you know, he was in like 7 movies.
Yeah, but it came from TV first, so I never think to, you know, include that as cinema. I know they're films, but Star Trek to me is it came from TV. It'd be like if, I don't know, there was a 24 spin-off movie and it was really good and really popular. I'd still think that, okay, that was a TV show first, and that's where, you know, came from, originated.
And you think you're going to win this tonight. All right.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's a good place to stop. God, no love for Shatner. We're going to move on to topic 2. Alien 5 might be the very first retcon in cinema history. It's going to ignore the most dreaded sequels, 3 and 4, and according to Weaver, she's looking to give Ripley a little closure. So I want to know from you guys, is this a good idea or a bad idea? Kim, you're going to kick us off. Alien 5, let's go.
Well, I mean, I thought this was an interesting idea ever since I saw that first concept art, but I just hope that Neil Blomkamp has put some more effort on the story this time, because his last 2 films have really been, you know, great conceptual ideas, but the story has been fairly lacking. And I think one of my favorite aspects about this new thing is, you know, my boy Michael Biehn. I mean, Hicks really got worst end of it in Alien 3. I mean, if I recall from the making of, you know, he found out that they killed Hicks because they had to have him sign off his likeness for the dummy of his body. I mean, and he was like, what the fuck? You know, I mean, it would be great to have some closure for that character as well.
All right. Puck, take it away.
I don't know. I don't care. I don't know. I just don't care about Alien anymore. I mean, the first 2 movies were awesome. The rest suck. The spin-offs are all fucking terrible. Most of the video games are shit, so care. They can retcon the entire fucking thing and start fresh for all I care.
Okay. You done? You got half a minute. Are you done?
I don't know. I guess it'd be nice to see like an actual legitimate sequel to Aliens, but I don't know. When has this ever been successful? I mean, Mad Max Fury Road, notwithstanding, I guess, is the only real sequel that's been so far separated from the others that worked. I don't know. I just can't see it being good. All right. And I just, like I said, I don't care at this point. I'll watch it, though.
Oh, well, yeah, of course. Stefan!
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. I think most retcons are kind of lazy. This is a lazy affair. I think it's also kind of a fan service for all the people who didn't like the third and fourth one. I'm one of the 1 million people who likes the third one, actually. And even if you don't like it, you have to agree that it established the trope that Ripley is always the lone survivor. And the whole saga is actually about Ripley, and she's moved more and more into the center of the saga. And I don't care what happened to Hicks, to be honest, and I don't care what happened to Newt. I think that's just silly. Alien is not their story. And the next thing is, this will set off a horrible trend. Now, they don't want to start over with reboots. They will be going with alternate sequels. And if this is successful, if this movie ever happens, and Ripley had a closure.
She did have her closure.
She's dead. She had a great closure. And her
there
clone,
you go.
I don't know.
You're out of time. Yeah, Ripley died how many times, too? Yeah.
She's fucking dead.
She's dead. And Puck, Return of the Jedi, Force Awakens. That's the longest sequel, a gap. What? It's a sequel.
That doesn't count. You'd have to go from Revenge of the Sith, I guess.
Those are prequels.
It's a prequel, but I mean, it's of the same franchise or same timeline or whatever.
All right.
But anyway, as you all know, I'm not a huge fan of The Force Awakens, so Mad Max is still a better example in my mind.
Oh, fine. Whatever. So is that really the plan? Just throw out what happened in 3 or 4 completely? The movie is supposed to pick up right where Aliens left off, D? Stefan.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah, that's what the plans are, rumoredly, according to rumors. Yes, and there was concept art of Bean and Newt. I mean, I like Bean a lot. I like the actor a lot. I wish he would get more work or would get a great comeback role. But on the other hand, yeah, I don't care for Hicks. You know what I mean? Every Alien movie, even if you don't like the last 2. Feel like a single, completely different entity. This is just going to open a completely new box of. This is going to in this cinematic universe direction I don't like.
I gotcha. Kim, Puck said that everything after Aliens has sucked. Is that true?
No, I mean I like Alien 3, especially the longer version. But considering this, I mean, I'm very interested into what Blomkamp's idea for it is. I mean, it has to be something. Weaver has been an advocate for this ever since it was announced. So, there has to be something interesting there.
I like the Alien 3 video game more than the movie. And the video game's not that great either.
All right. So let's close this out, Stefan.
Yeah.
Everything after, so Alien 3 is the last good thing they've done.
Yeah, I think 4 has some good ideas, actually. I think they had some promising ideas, but I think actually the character was still interesting, Ripley, yeah, in Resurrection. Yeah. The problem is you can easily dismiss Alien vs Predator because Ripley isn't there. You can easily dismiss this and Prometheus if you want. But now if she is returning, she is. I don't want to say selling it in retrospect because we know that's ridiculous, but yeah, and it's a little blasphemy. It is. Yeah.
I gotcha. Kim, what were you saying?
I mean, I have erased Alien vs Predator movies from my collective memory altogether. So this
must be a very traumatic evening for you. I apologize.
They don't exist.
what Dee was talking about earlier, like we're going to go down this whole retcon loop now, where everything's going to get retconned instead of rebooted. That's frightening stuff.
Is it really? It seems like 6 of one, half dozen of another in my mind.
No, like imagine getting like a retcon of. I'm trying to think of a movie that they could retcon. We're going to go back and do Star Wars Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back, differently because it didn't match up in tone with A New Hope. Disney could do that.
Yeah, I can see your argument, but is that really different than just straight up saying, "Oh, we're just going to reboot it"?
Yeah, it is.
Well, yeah, because they're keeping the original, right? They're still going to have A New Hope. This is just another sequel to A New Hope that's totally different to Empire Strikes Back.
Go ahead, Stefan.
Yeah, in the retcon, I mean, in this case, it wouldn't work because all the actors, it should be the same actors, yeah.
Yeah.
It wouldn't work. It would be too old, maybe. For real retcon.
Well,
yeah, you could do... of course, you could do a retcon with new actors to it. Would be horrible. Yeah, the thing is, if the sets of a new trend, how many prequels have really been successful in the last years? Really successful. And still, they're still using that formula.
They're just.
That's what I'm afraid of. They just will go on till they have a hit.
It's all nostalgia regurgitation now.
It's just trying to find.
It's
just trying to find new ways to riff and just squeeze more money out. Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
But isn't every James Bond movie a retcon when they change the actor?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and change M, change Q. Yeah.
Yeah, and
it sounds like you're talking about Star Trek 2009.
It's the old, and it's the old thing. The next movie will be better. Yeah, they always said that with the sequels. And now they're going to do this with the retcons, of course. Yeah. So, we have more possibilities with the retcons. We can correct more than with a sequel.
Yeah, I suppose that is a real danger. All right, I think I think we're all going to see the movie. We might hate ourselves for seeing it, but we're all going to see it. Let's move on. Let's move on to topic 3. One of you shuffling over there. It's becoming a practice more and more common, but Paramount just announced the other day they're going to embargo reviews of Star Trek Beyond until one day before it opens. It just seems like it's happening every week now. They're going to just push the embargo as close to the release date as they can. And then on the flip side, we have very popular film critics like you guys are going to yell at me for mispronouncing his name again, Ferrasi and McWeeny. They seem to be more interested in social justice than they're actually in art. All this stuff's going on. I'm just really curious, is the film critic, is it dead? And Puck, you're going to start us off.
Yeah, it's basically dead. I mean, they're basically fucking pointless today. They might as well just exclusively tweet their shitty, stupid opinions because that's all anybody reads anyway now is Twitter. When was the last time a critic review or a batch of critical reviews helped or hurt a movie? They'll claim it hurt Batman vs. Superman, but that had a huge opening, which is what the critics are supposed to prevent when they trash a movie. And then it was killed by word of mouth more so than anything that critics had to do with it. Moronic word of mouth as well, I might add. It's just a sorry state of affairs for critics nowadays. I mean, internet critics especially have basically devolved into these nerdy little cunt stains that are more interested in online trolling than actual journalism, so fuck them.
All right. Stefan?
Yeah, I think the whole thing with the social justice, I think that's a good example for the opposite of good is good intentions. I think the whole agenda that they have all manufactured by peer pressure and guilt traps and counter-shaming and so on. And I think that's not interesting, you know what I mean? It degrades the movies into propaganda, which they shouldn't be. And I have always been a fan of interpreting movies, but not this way, you know. it's like reading a review of a propaganda movie. So that's not interesting for me. Just pushing an agenda, not really saying something interesting about it. And yeah, I think Faraci and the other guy, they are still stuck in their head with the old nerd mentality. Then if they agree with the girl in the class, they will get into the pants for some reason. But that never worked, yeah.
Kim!
Yeah, I have to agree that a traditional film critic, which I kind of consider those great names who wrote for major publications, like Ebert and Pauline Kael and whatnot. I think the modern, I think the film critic died the day internet was invented. And the final death blow was probably when these online personalities got, flown into premieres to across the country, and not to mention given some other gifts or whatnot. I mean, that was really the final death blow. I mean, I wouldn't call any of these people film critics. They're more film bloggers. I mean, critic is something that you would associate to a more professional people, I'd say.
All right. We're coming back. So you're just going to, should we just say Harry Knowles or no?
He who shall not be named.
So, Stefan,
Monsieur Chizepouf.
Stefan, you're laying the blame almost entirely on people that are more socially justice minded.
I think that's just I don't lay the blame on that, but as I said in the question, this is a problem for film criticism, of course. It isn't interesting, you know what I mean? It's just, I think that they're just jumping on a train. Maybe they don't want to be seen as a traditional critic anymore. Critics are not very popular actually. But I personally think that critics would still be important as a conduit between the audience and the marketing. Otherwise, it's I'm sorry to say, but people are easily to influence, and then it's all the marketing. And I think there should be some middle part. You know what I mean?
I gotcha.
And I think you learn from critics. Sorry,
you do learn from critics. All right, Puck. Is it
good ones?
Is it social justice? Is it the issue of social justice?
Well, I mean, it's a big topic of recent times. I mean, I think it was killed long before that, but today it's like you can't even read a review without somebody or without the guy mentioning, well, there weren't X number of women or X number of black people or X number of whatever in this movie, so therefore it wasn't diverse enough and it's crap because of that. Like, they try to twist all these social justice things into the film review that has no place in a film review. Okay. I mean, if you want to go on your platform and do that on like Twitter or wherever else, then sure. But in a professional review written for a magazine or a newspaper or even a professional website, I mean, that's not what you're looking for in a review of a film. You're looking for, does the film perform on its own merits, not merits that you think it should have.
I gotcha. Kim, what do you think about this?
Yeah, I mean, it's also one problem is, some of these reviewers are, film fans who are basically have been writing these films in their heads ever since they have been announced, and then they get all antsy in the review saying that this is not the film I wanted them to, this is not the film I would have made, and then they go on to bash it. I mean, is that a professional critical opinion? I don't think so.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Whatever. You guy in the lower left.
Yeah.
You there. What is the job of a film critic? Is the film critic really like some sort of consumer protection agent?
I think that's just one role.
What is the role of a film critic?
I mean, there are many roles. I think a film critic can just be someone who recommends a movie or warns you from a movie or opens some new interesting perspectives on a movie. Yeah, I think, and of course, yeah, some consumer production too. Maybe I think the marketing departments nowadays are very, very clever. They always they spread preformed opinions and it's usually a good critic should somehow show how this isn't true, you know, how flat those opinions are, how there's more that maybe the movie is more or less a fraud.
I got you.
Artistically, yeah.
All right, Puck, what do you think? Is the job of a film critic to be a consumer protection agent, kind of?
I mean, partially. I mean, it's more important that they give their honest opinion, whatever that may be, than to protect the consumer. Because, I mean,
yeah, but that's that implies actually.
Yes, but in the end, it's up to the consumer if they're going to spend their money or not. And as we already boiled it down to, I mean, today they're ignoring critics anyway and going to a movie opening week if they decided they wanted to go to that movie a month ago. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And everything is such a big tentpole event now that the critics have no power over whether the masses are going to see Civil War or Batman vs. Superman or whatever big movie comes out. I mean, the smaller independent films they might have a bit of sway over, but they're not making any fucking money in the theater nowadays anyway, so...
Yeah, right? That's true. Kim, what is the job of a film critic in your mind?
I don't know. Educate, maybe.
Yeah, I see. But and through his education, he is helping to protect the consumer, or no? That has nothing. That shouldn't factor in at all.
No, I mean, well, protect the consumer. I mean, I imagine one of last year or year before that, one of the big money makers. I mean, I think every critic bashed the 50 Shades of Grey, and it still continued to make hundreds of millions. So, you know, those consumers were definitely not protected.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, this is a fascinating topic. I know here on the show we seem to delve into this a lot, but it really is a very interesting time for film critics right now. You guys want to do a bonus round?
Sure.
Okay, let's do a quick bonus. It's a mystery. Quentin Tarantino calls Inglourious Basterds Hans Landa the best character he's ever written. Just real quick to you guys, is that the best character he's ever written? Stefan, we're starting with you.
Of course, the character is an Austrian, so played by an Austrian actor. So yeah, great character. Yeah, it's a very complex character. I think he really boiled down what the most dangerous kind of Nazi is. The one that is charming on the outside and is kind of intelligent. And I think the top Nazis weren't actually that dangerous. The enablers like Hans Landa are the people who are really dangerous. So that was really a very good piece of political understanding, especially for Tarantino. And bonus is character wasn't played by Tarantino, so...
All right, Kim.
Yeah, it's a great character, and I mean, perfect casting by Christoph Waltz. I mean, I couldn't even imagine if I think it was Leonardo DiCaprio who was considered for that part. I mean, I can't even imagine what the hell that would have looked like. I mean, he was much better as in the next movie. I mean, he is right up there as one of the best, but I have to say I'm beginning to warm a lot for Major Warren and Chris Mannix in The Hateful Eight. I mean, I really dig the kind of true line story between those two.
That's it? That's all you got? Yep. You're done?
Yep.
Should we just look at you for 15 seconds?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to move over to Puck.
So just on Hans' character, I guess I think that's a better performance than a written character, and that's all I'm going to say there. I guess we've all kind of, you guys anyway, are on the whole Quentin is still relevant and good, where I'm kind of over that. So let's move on to his best character, which is actually Alabama from True Romance. Ooh. And that's also Quint's best movie because he didn't direct it and fuck it up. Obviously, as someone said to me, she's the most fuckable character he's ever written.
Who would say that?
I don't know who would say that. But anyway, And that's the gold standard of writing right there. Like, if the character's not fuckable, then it's badly written. So, nobody wants to fuck Hans, so badly written.
Who knows?
Oh my god.
So yeah, I'm going to need some extra time here. But anyway,
yeah.
Quint could never write a character like Alabama anymore because he's not like a broke-ass nerd trying to write his wish fulfillment fantasies.
But that's
I guess
interesting.
He still kind of is, but he's not in that zone anymore. And just one comment on Clarence in the True Romance, who's also a great character. I excluded him because that's basically Quentin Tarantino himself with the subtle foot fetish hint and all.
All right. Yeah, go ahead. I know you're busting at the seams, Stefan. Go.
Sorry, and I just I read an interview and he said that Alabama was actually written as a nerdy girl and he wanted to Joan Cusack to play her.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Yeah. And he actually killed Clemens off at the end of the movie. And he said if he ever do a movie in the same universe again, he would insist that he is being killed, yeah. Although he didn't die in the original movie, yes.
Quentin doesn't seem like the type of guy that likes himself, so when the character's kind of based on him, I can see him wanting to kill himself.
Yeah, no, Clarence is whatever the male version of a Mary Sue is. That is absolutely Clarence, yeah. He's putting himself in the shoes. Kim, you're quiet over there.
Yeah, I didn't have anything to add. I'm just saying that Puck's fuckability factor seems like something that Don Simpson would have said.
I like it. We need to get Puck on here to start reviewing movies.
Yeah.
The fuckability factor of every movie. All right. Man, I still think it's Jackie Brown. Honestly, I think that's the best character he's ever written.
But it wasn't actually written by. I mean, it's based on a book by Elmer Leonard, so you could say it's based.
Yeah, but
on...
that character is completely
very
different. From the
yeah.
book.
Well, you know, Tarantino was still getting input from Roger Avery at the time he was writing True Romance.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, Roger Avery had some hand in everything he wrote up until Jackie Brown.
Okay.
Roger Avery was chipping in at least. Ideas.
So I have basically no reason to like Quentin Tarantino at all now, is what you're saying. Roger Avery was the real mastermind, and why I consider Reservoir Dogs his best directed film, and why True Romance is his best written film. And
that was the question.
It's all Avery.
That was the question going into Jackie Brown. This was the first time he was working without Avery at all, without any kind of input.
Okay, so yeah, Quentin Tarantino really does suck then.
Well, we arrived at an interesting place. We're already running along. Just real quick, does Tarantino suck, Stefan?
Sometimes a little. Now, overall, I still like him. I think. I think my reverence for him is rising when I look at the current batch of directors.
Yeah, that's true. Kim, Kim, does he suck? Yes or no?
No, he doesn't. I mean, I even like Death Proof. God damn it!
No.
There you go.
No, this one's awful.
All right.
Robert Rodriguez made a better movie, and out of those two, that's how bad Death Proof was.
Sounds like we've got another debate show topic coming up with that statement. All right. I guess we're going to close out this episode of the MaSter Debaters. Puck, are you doing anything? Writing? Posing? Did you get out of the modeling business?
I'm just trying to keep 2 babies in diapers.
I got you. Kim, what are you working on? Anything?
I'm still on my little summer holiday, but in a week or 2 weeks, I'm gonna be working on some stuff again.
For the Supernauts, or you?
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna continue the comic pretty soon. I just needed this 4-week break to come up with some fresh ideas.
You went on a sabbatical, recharge the creative. Yeah, I got you. Stefan, what about you? Were you still working for the Supernauts?
Yes, I'm juggling with 4 or 5 different topics. But as I'm writing a lot, sitting on a computer a lot in my work, so I may take some time. But maybe I'm going to do the spinning headlines this weekend.
Oh, there you go.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Nice.
All right.
I'm going on vacation now in a couple weeks, and maybe when I return from that, I'll be refreshed enough to actually write some more.
All right.
Who knows? Maybe.
right.
Are you going on a vacation alone?
No. It's with
Then
the
you're
whole-
not gonna be refreshed.
It's with the whole family, so maybe I can pawn them off on some of my other family and just relax and sleep. I don't know.
All right. Enough of our vacation habits. We're 5 minutes over. This is it. We're done with the debate
5
show.
whole minutes.
Hey, calm down. Calm down. I want to thank you all for watching. If you could, we would love it if you would give us a like on this video, comment, tell us why Puck is crazy for hating everything Tarantino's done outside of Roger Avery's, influence, I should say.
Roger
And,
Avery needs to do that fucking Glamorama movie. Get off his ass and do it.
I hope so.
I think that movie is killed forever.
Oh,
Because of
probably.
It's like
There's no way that could
It's like herding cats with you guys. That's it. Okay. If you haven't, we would really appreciate it if you could subscribe to the channel too. Thank you so much. Guys, this was a fun international episode of the MaSter Debaters. Thanks for doing it.
Thank you.
All right.
Oh.
Have a good night.